Rise and Shine Rwanda is Thursday the 23rd of July.
Coming up on today's Rise and Shine Rwanda.
Raising autism awareness in Rwanda hasn't been easy, but one lady is determined to change all that.
A special look into a special group of athletes.
And the new release and cult classic in this week's movie review. Good morning, it's just after 7 o'clock in the morning and you're watching Rise and Shine Rwanda with me, Makeda Mahario.
And me, Regis Isheja, and over the next hour, we'll bring you all the latest news, sports, and business headlines from here in Rwanda and around the world. And the Rise and Shine team are here in studio. Fidelis, what's happening in the world of the money?
Well, in the money, we finally get to talk about the Rwanda airport, which is finally, Rwanda is trying to get money to construct that, so very soon it might be, planting in our new airport. Good stuff, basically.
And I like the pink and,
Try,
all that
try,
you're working with. Okay, Arnold, what do you have for us today?
Today we look at athletes in the Special Olympics program, which is part of people. They're trying to help people with autism and people with intellectual disabilities who are going for the World Special Olympics in California starting this Friday.
Oh, fantastic.
You and I have something in common here. We're talking about basically the same thing. And it's great that
autism empowerment.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Looking forward to all of it. All that and more is still to come, but first, Rise and Shine, story of the day.
It's a mental condition present from early childhood, and many young children suffer from it. Autism. Awareness of the condition is very low in Rwanda, and often families with autistic children do not know what to do or how to seek help. And add to that the stigma that comes with it, and you have a real problem on your hands. One lady has been doing all she can to help take care of autistic children, and she could use some help. Take a look. Autism is a neurodevelopment disorder characterized by impaired social interaction, verbal and nonverbal communication, and by restricted and repetitive behavior. It is an inborn abnormality and can be detected between 1 year and 3 years old.
La société apprend à accepter, à connaître, à intégrer cette maladie. C'est un des buts de ma mission ici. Je suis venu donner un montage, si tu veux, durant cet été, pour un peu sensibiliser, aller vers le secteur privé, parce qu'on a tendance à avoir une certaine habitude d'aller vers l'État et attendre beaucoup de l'État. Alors qu'il faut accepter que c'est notre problème sociétal. C'est une maladie comme la diabète, c'est une maladie comme, je ne sais pas moi, la malaria. Certes, elle ne va peut-être pas guérir définitivement. Le malade est capable, sauf celui qui a peut-être une défiance mentale, qui va avoir des problèmes à long terme, ou voire le reste de sa vie, il va peut-être se développer, il va peut-être devenir un savant, ou alors il était un savant, mais grâce à cela, justement, au passage à ce centre, il va pouvoir développer ses sens.
L'autisme, c'est vraiment complexe parce qu'on peut être autiste et être surdoué, on peut être autiste et avec déficience mentale, et là ça complique les choses, mais on peut être autiste, être autonome et travailler et être comme nous, sans problème. C'est ça, c'est ce qu'il faut que les Rwandais comprennent, que les enfants autistes peuvent se débrouiller comme nous, malgré leurs difficultés de vivre dans notre société.
Signs of autism are identified by mental health specialists who can therefore recommend the parent what care to give the autistic child. Here at Association Autisme Rwanda, Rosine Duquesne Kamagaju and her team are hoping to raise more awareness for the disorder.
Ici, c'est comme une école, parce qu'ils viennent ici pour apprendre, pour corriger des troubles, des problèmes qui les empêchent de vivre dans la société comme toute personne. Et là, pendant ces vacances-ci, on fait ce qu'on appelle les colonies de vacances. Donc, on essaie de sortir, de faire des activités comme tous les enfants. Et ceci pour les intégrer dans notre société et surtout pour corriger tout ce qui est interaction sociale. Vous avez vu, on a fait les jeux, c'est les jeux que tous les enfants jouent quand ils sont encore petits. Mais comme c'est inné chez les autres enfants qui ne sont pas autistes, eux, il faut qu'on leur apprenne, il faut qu'on les incite, il faut qu'on les stimule pour qu'ils puissent faire certaines actions comme tous les enfants.
You look at me.
It's okay.
It's okay?
It's okay.
Super. Well done. Well,
There.
well,
There.
well, look at me.
There.
Well.
On veut sensibiliser, on veut permettre à la société d'accepter cette maladie, que c'est nos enfants qui sont malades justement d'autisme, mais que c'est des enfants normaux, c'est des enfants comme les autres, comme tu l'as vu tout à l'heure, sauf qu'ils ont peut-être une certaine forme de retard qu'on peut rattraper. Il faut stimuler, comme tu as vu tout à l'heure.
Hopefully, more Rwandans get on board and autism can be faced head on. Regis Sheja, Rise and Shine Rwanda. And joining me in studio now is Rosen Duken Kamagaju, founder and director of Autisme Rwanda. Bienvenue à l'émission.
Merci.
Alors, premièrement, parlons aux Rwandais et parlons-leur directement, parce qu'il y a comme un tabou autour de l'autisme. C'est comme si on ne voulait pas en parler, on a facilité à parler de la grippe, de la malaria, etc. Mais quand il s'agit d'une maladie qui est basée sur une certaine déficience, etc., on n'en parle pas. Est-ce qu'on pourrait en parler?
Bien sûr. L'autisme, c'est un handicap, mais on peut vivre avec. C'est-à-dire on peut aller à l'école, pas pour tous les enfants, mais il y a les enfants qui peuvent travailler, qui peuvent aller à l'école, qui peuvent suivre. Et c'est ça qu'il faut vraiment parler. Il faut sensibiliser les parents pour leur dire non, les enfants, il faut qu'ils sortent, il faut qu'ils vivent comme nous, malgré leur handicap. Voilà.
Alors, parle-nous de Autisme Rwanda. Je sais que vous venez de l'Europe, vous êtes là pour un petit moment. Ça fonctionne comment? Parce que vous êtes là-bas, est-ce que vous arrivez à superviser ici? Vu que vous êtes fondatrice et directeur, ça fonctionne comment exactement?
Alors moi, je suis ici un mois ou 5 semaines. Je retourne en France où je cherche aussi des aides parce que ce n'est pas évident de faire fonctionner un centre comme ça qui coûte cher. Mais je fais un mois ici, un mois et demi en France, un mois ici comme ça. Donc je suis tout le temps ici en fait. Je vis 6 mois ici au Rwanda et presque 6 mois en France.
Alors, je parlais avec vous un peu plus tôt hier et on parlait, vous et moi et Richard, du fait que les gens ne comprennent pas encore qu'il faut venir en aide à ces enfants. Quand vous allez voir les compagnies privées, par exemple, elles ne sont pas prêtes nécessairement à s'engager, alors que c'est quelque chose qui est vraiment important. C'est nos enfants à nous. Quel message avez-vous à leur adresser?
C'est ce que je dis chaque fois quand je vois ces personnes. Je dis que peut-être parmi vos collègues, il y a quelqu'un qui a un enfant autiste et que vous n'êtes pas au courant. Parce que ce n'est pas toujours facile de raconter aux autres qu'on a un enfant handicapé. Surtout que l'autisme, c'est un peu complexe. C'est des enfants qui sont très très différents, qui ont des comportements différents et c'est difficile de prendre en charge ces enfants. Surtout quand on ne connaît pas l'autisme. Et même les parents, il y a des parents qui ne connaissent pas bien l'autisme, qui se demandent même qu'est-ce qui arrive, qu'est-ce qui nous est arrivé, pourquoi nous. Donc, comme c'est pas tous les Rwandais, beaucoup de Rwandais ne connaissent pas vraiment l'autisme, c'est difficile aussi d'aller aider quelque chose qu'on ne connaît pas. D'un côté, on comprend, mais c'est pour ça que je suis là. J'aime bien en parler avec mes amis pour qu'on soit les ambassadeurs de ces familles. Parce que si moi, je ne suis pas touchée par l'autisme, mais j'ai travaillé avec eux, j'ai des amis ou la famille qui ont des enfants autistes, je sais, j'ai une idée de ce qu'ils vivent. Ce n'est pas évident et ce n'est pas facile. Moi, quand je parle, chaque fois, je parle pour ces familles qui vivent ces difficultés.
C'est impressionnant de voir à quel point vous vous impliquez. D'ailleurs, il devrait y avoir plus de gens qui s'impliquent dans ce genre de choses. Mais ce qui est poignant pour moi, c'est de savoir que vous n'êtes pas ici nécessairement tout le temps, que vous essayez de revenir tout le temps. Quand vous n'êtes pas là, ça fonctionne comment? Le centre fonctionne comment? Parce que là, par exemple, il y a des colonies de vacances, mais quand c'est pas en été, ça fonctionne comment exactement?
Alors, ça fait une année qu'on est là, donc c'est la première fois qu'on fait des colonies de vacances. Mais ça fonctionne très bien parce que toutes les entreprises qu'on a rencontrées pour nous aider, par exemple pour les piscines, pour les promenades, pour le sport, ils ont accueilli très agréablement, ils ont accueilli notre action et nos activités. Et ça montre que plus on travaille sur ce problème, que les Rwandais, que notre société va comprendre et que nos familles qui ont été touchées par l'autisme vont aussi s'épanouir. C'est ça qu'on se bat pour que ces familles soient épanouies avec leurs enfants.
Brisons un tabou. Dans la culture rwandaise, il est presque mal vu d'avoir un enfant qui a l'autisme. On a même un peu honte d'en parler parce que c'est pas un enfant comme les autres nécessairement, il ne participe pas aux mêmes activités nécessairement que les autres enfants. Et il y a comme une façon d'avoir peur d'en parler, d'aborder ça, que ce soit en public ou en privé. Qu'est-ce que les parents pourraient faire? Est-ce qu'il y a de l'aide qu'ils pourraient aller chercher? Est-ce qu'il y a des personnes qui pourraient les aider dans ce genre de choses? Ça fonctionnerait comment?
Oui, je pense ici au Rwanda, il y a des personnes qui sont capables d'aider les familles qui sont touchées par ce genre de problème, d'handicap. Mais ce n'est pas seulement ici au Rwanda. C'est vrai que même en Europe, un peu partout, quand on a un enfant qui est différent, c'est toujours un problème. Voilà. Mais c'est difficile d'accueillir cette nouvelle-là. Mais ce que je peux dire aux parents, c'est sortir, voir les autres, se mettre ensemble, voir les gens qui sont censés les aider. Il y a des médecins ici au Rwanda vraiment qui sont compétents, qui vont les aider. Et s'ils suivent, moi les enfants que j'ai dans le centre, c'est les médecins qui envoient ces enfants dans notre centre. Donc je trouve que plus on sort, plus on voit les autres, on a l'aide. On a l'aide et on commence à comprendre, je ne suis pas la seule. Je ne suis pas bannie, je ne suis pas maudit. Parce qu'il y a des parents qui viennent qui me disent « j'avais peur de notre enfant ».
J'ai vu quelque chose qui m'a beaucoup frappé hier quand je suis venu vous voir justement. Il y a 3 enfants à vous qui étaient là, qui vous aidaient justement. Ils sont là en vacances j'imagine, vous ont aidé justement, qui vous aident en colonie de vacances. Ça a commencé comment pour vous, ce fait de vouloir s'occuper de ces enfants, quelque chose qui allait vous chercher, comment ça a fonctionné, comment ça a commencé?
Moi, je suis arrivée en France en 1995, à Angers. Et quand je suis arrivée là-bas, j'ai été embauchée dans une association qui s'occupe des enfants de toutes sortes d'handicaps. Mais on m'a confié les enfants autistes. Et quand j'ai vu ces enfants, je me suis dit, tiens, chez nous, il y a des enfants comme ça. Et j'ai vu qu'on travaillait. On avait des tâches qu'on effectuait. Et je voyais que ces enfants travaillaient correctement. Ils respectaient les règles du travail et ils respectaient ils acceptaient tout ce qu'on demandait en fait. Ils travaillaient comme tout le monde et comme c'était des routines. Et les enfants autistes aiment bien faire des choses tous les jours, les mêmes tâches. Et du coup, je me suis dit, mais en fait, chez nous aussi, on peut aider ces enfants-là que je voyais, qu'on cache. Peut-être qu'ils peuvent devenir quelqu'un. Parce que si on ne donne pas la chance à ces enfants qu'on cache, bien sûr, ils ne peuvent pas évoluer. Et après, ça fait plus de 15 ans que je suis en France. Et quand je suis venue en 2010, c'était dans le cadre de MIDA pour former des éducateurs qui travaillent dans les centres. Donc, je formais sur l'autisme. Et quand j'ai commencé à faire ça, même les éducateurs ne comprenaient pas bien ce que c'était l'autisme. Et c'est là, ça m'a vraiment interpellée. J'ai dit, c'est un problème. Si les éducateurs qui sont dans les centres ne connaissent pas ce que c'est, ne savent pas ce que c'est l'autisme, comment ils peuvent pas les aider?
C'est plus compliqué pour monsieur, madame, tout le monde.
Voilà, donc
Absolument.
ils ne peuvent même pas les aider. Donc c'est là où je me suis dit, on peut faire quelque chose. J'ai vu d'autres collègues qui travaillent bien sûr avec les enfants différents. Et là, c'est là où on s'est mis d'accord pour qu'on puisse faire un centre comme ça.
Rosine, ce que vous êtes en train de faire, c'est magnifique. Je vous souhaite une bonne continuation. J'espère que ça va continuer. Vous allez revenir plus souvent pour nous parler de l'évolution. Et j'ai vu aujourd'hui les enfants chanter, danser, frère Jacques, Molé Molé, Nzadina, Manande. Ça serait bien que ça continue comme ça. C'est vraiment bien.
Merci beaucoup.
Nous apprécions que vous soyez venus. Merci à vous.
Merci beaucoup.
You're watching Rise and Shine Rwanda. We'll be right back after the break.
here is to traveling and saving. Starting 1st of April to the 1st of June, travel with Rwanda and take advantage of our reduced fares and enjoy our world-class services in great comfort and safety.
Fly our dream to the heart of Africa.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine Rwanda. Time for the business news. Fidelis Karangwa has the details.
Business stories making headlines today. Rwanda is looking for $500 million to construct a new international airfield in Bugesera district in the Eastern Province. The new Bugesera International Airport is set to reduce air traffic jams in the country as Rwanda's aviation industry continues to grow at a fast rate. It is expected that once completed, the new airport will handle 450 passengers per hour to serve a projected figure of 3 million passengers annually. A global nonprofit agency that has been dealing with traceability, tracking, and due diligence of the conflict minerals says Rwanda is producing more minerals than any country in the Great Lakes region. According to the report, Rwanda had by May 2015 produced 840 million metric tons of minerals from its 815 mining sites, also making Rwanda the first country in the Great Lakes region to commit to a large-scale implementation of the ITCI program. And potato farmers are said to benefit from the new agreement with the farmers' cooperatives to modernize the entire value and supply chain to maximize profits. The agreement, which was made with the Ministry of Trade and the Private Sector Federation, includes establishing collection centers in various parts of the country where the crop is grown, and to set up a new wholesale market in Kigali, which will be managed by the Regional Potatoes Trading Limited. This move is expected to ensure farmers are the prime beneficiaries and help other parties like consumers to enjoy a better structured distribution chain. You're up to date today's business headlines. Post news come up next in just a minute with Anu Kwizera.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine Rwanda. Time now for your sports news. Arnold Quizera. Starting with football, Rwanda's representatives at the ongoing Sekafa Kagame Cup APR Football Club secured a berth in the quarterfinals after seeing off Somalia's Higan Football Club 2-0 at the Karume Stadium in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. Striker Michel Ndahinduka opened the scoring in the 27th minute after left winger Jean-Claude Iranzi set a superb pass into the penalty box, but the former put it past Higan's goalkeeper. Right winger Fiston Kinzingabo increased APR's lead in the second half to inspire the Army side to a 2-0 victory to make it 2 consecutive wins at the regional tournament. APR is now top of Group B and with 6 points and will face Burundi's LLB in their last Group B match today at the National Stadium in Dar es Salaam. Moving on to golf, Zach Johnson claimed victory at the 144th Open following a thrilling 3-way playoff at St. Andrews. The 39-year-old American added to the Masters title he won 8 years ago after winning a 4-hole playoff with par at the 18th after birdieing the first and second holes to defeat Louis Oosthuizen and Mark Leishman. Johnson had set the clubhouse target on 15 under par after closing at 66 that was matched 40 minutes later by Leishman, whose total of 130 for the third and fourth rounds he carded flawless 64 equaled the lowest 36-hole total in major history. This weekend, a group of 3 Rwandan Special Olympics athletes are set to take part in the World Special Olympics in California, and I recently caught up with some of the tryout participants at their center in Nyamirambo, a suburb of Kigali. The Nyamirambo Autism Center is a special place to many of Kigali's adolescent, intellectually handicapped youth. This village, as some may call it, gives chance to these young Rwandans to network and engage in social activities as a way of helping them live to a close to a normal life. The aim of the Special Olympics movement and Special Olympics Games is to give the intellectually disabled people, students, children, a chance at sports in life. On this day, I was lucky to find a number of parents and guardians of some of the participants in the preliminary stages of this year's World Special Olympics Games, and although the team has been struggling with financing, there was a feel of optimism among parents and coaches of the athletes.
Rwanda agaciro kanini iyi mikino igira nuko abana bafite ubumuga bwo mu mutwe ubundi baba basa n'abigunze n'abahawe akato, ariko iyo ubafasha ukabajyana mu mikino icyambere nuko bahura n'abandi bakamenyana bikabatera ibyishimo bakabyina bagaseka bakamererwa neza. Icya kabiri nuko iyo umuntu amaze iminsi yicaye umubiri urahinamirana ntubashe ku n'amaraso ntatembere neza, bityo bigatuma umuntu amererwa neza nabi mu buzima. Ariko iyo umukinishije ukamwirukansa agakina umupira agasiganwa agakina volley cyangwa n'indi mikino yose, umubiri umererwa neza, umubiri ukarambuka n'ibyishimo bikaza ndetse n'amaraso agatembera neza, umuntu akabasha no kuba yakumva akeneye ibintu umubiri ukenera nk'ibiryo n'ibinyobwa kubera ko yakoze kandi biba ari ngombwa mu buzima bw'umuntu.
Icyo Special Olympics itumarira nuko ituma abo bana bagorora ingingo, berekana icyo bazi mu byerekeranye n'imyitozo y'umubiri, bigatuma ingingo zabo zirambuka, bigatuma mbega bumva ko nabo bashobora gukora ikintu cyo gukina bakabikunda rero.
When one walks into this dimly lit hall for the first time, one is easily taken up by the love shared among these budding adults, and only then can you feel the actual importance of sport. Arnold Quizera, Rise and Shine, Rwanda.
That's a pretty interesting report. I think it's one of the deep ones you've had here on the show. It has something to do with what I did earlier today.
It's a follow-up to the first one
that you did a couple of weeks ago?
Yes, last month.
Last month, yes. Yeah. Now, what do you feel like athletes with disabilities in this country are taken seriously and are given the right care?
I think it has improved when you look at the Paralympic movement. Yeah, but then that tends to look at the physical disabilities. Now we have intellectual disabilities, which is kind of different, which is, you know, the autism and that kind of thing. Those kind of children are not given the same care because they need a special type of care. When you look at the Paralympic athletes, they tend to be maybe he is lame and he can, one part of the body is able to carry out some physical activity. Now, when a child is affected intellectually, it's kind of different, and that people tend to find out at a later stage. You know, you find out when a child's about 3 years, 2 years, and so many times these children are kept in special confines within the houses and not allowed, you know, to go out and be with their age mates. Yeah. So when centers like these come up, when movements like the Special Olympics movement, Rwanda, come up, it's to give these kind of children a chance, you know, to be able to have social skills, to be able to enjoy some of the luxuries that us, you know, able-bodied people and Paralympic athletes are able to carry out.
All right, now, tell me about Zach Johnson and St. Andrews. He's the man of the moment right now.
Zach Johnson is one of the most, I don't know what to call him. Is that golfer who you don't want to believe he is good enough, but he shocks you. You know, his improvement from, because at the age of 17, Zach Johnson was carding a 16 under par. You know, to come and he's now carding 66. That's a very big movement. It's shocking that you will put him up there with Rory McIlroy, Phil Mickelson.
Jordan Spieth?
Not really. Tiger Woods, in this category of people who have won 2 majors and 10 PGA championships within the past decade.
Not many have done that.
Yeah, and Zach Johnson is not the favorite when it comes out to the golfing circuit there. He is not loved by his fellow professionals and even the fans equally. He is, you know, and even going into this championship, when you looked at this, was the closest championship we've had. Now, shockingly, no European has yet to win a major this year, and last year they dominated all this. The closest person there was Justin Rose, who came in 4th place and carried, who came in 7th place and carried about a 68 under par, but none in the top 4. Paul Dunn, the amateur who had come into the last day looking spectacular, failed, you know, to hold on to that and push, you know, the likes of Jordan Spieth, who kept his momentum in there until the final moment, and the South African Louis Oosthuizen, who has had also a good showing, and I think a return for the traditional South Africans who have been really good at this golfing game. You know, the likes of, when we look at Annie Els, Brendan Grace, all these have come from down under, and they have tried to play some.
Well, I was going to talk about Ernie Els a little bit, because I feel like the competition these days with Rory McIlroy, now you have Zach Johnson, you have, of course, Jordan Spieth. When you think about in the early Ernie Els's days, you had Vijay Singh, you had Tiger Woods, Phil Mickelson. Do you feel like there's enough competition at the top right now, or is it always very predictable?
No, I think the coming of Jordan Spieth has helped entice up the sport. You know, when you looked at it last year, it was Rory this, Rory that. And then we thought Justin Rose and Eastwood will try, and, you know, Lee Eastwood will try and give him some competition, but it didn't really happen. And, you know, the Europeans kind of dominated the sport a lot. But with the coming in of Jordan Spieth, and then, you know, you feel there is more competition, because Jordan Spieth is in the same age group as Rory McIlroy, and, you know, if you put someone like Justin Rose in there, who's about 26 years old, into the same age group as the 22-year-olds, you feel it's more vibrant. Maybe we can go back to the days of, you know, Vijay Singh and Phil Mickelson, and Zach Johnson, by the way, belongs to the latter group, you know, of the Tiger Woods, who has dramatically fallen off.
Yeah, the way he's dropped should be subject to another conversation for you and I. Now let's move on to APR FC and the Sekafa Kagame Cup. They're doing pretty good. Now we have APR is playing Burundi's LLB side today, but that has no incidence on whether they make it to the quarterfinals. They've already got their ticket. Now, moving forward, I remember you telling me they might make it to the semifinals, and that's about it. Now, how do you look at it from now on?
I think going by their 2 performances, they have not been convincing. The 1-0 victory, which to me they didn't deserve to win, and then you're taking on an underdog in Higan Football Club, a Somalian team, which you're supposed to wash by about 3-4 goals, and you're only able to score 2 goals. You feel APR are not playing to their maximum potential, and they need to use today's fixture, you know, to sort out those troubles before they get to the quarterfinals, where it's going to be a different ball game, because you don't know who you will face in the quarterfinals. You have the likes of KCCA from Uganda, you have the likes of Gol Mahia, you have the likes of Yanga,
heavyweights,
you know, the likes of Azam. You know, all these are heavyweight clubs, and you're going to, in Sekafa region, not in Africa, of course, and you're most likely to face any of these in the quarterfinals. So I think APR in today's fixture, they should rest a few players, but not an overhaul change, and you feel they should get a comfortable victory. They should have 3 out of 3 wins to put them in a better position to get a weaker opponent going into that quarterfinals and possibly get into the semi-finals of this year's Kagame.
Before I let you go, of course, I have to ask you this. If you're on APR side right now, are you trying to dodge Kampala City Club and Gor Mahia? Is that how it's going now?
I mean, the way they are playing, they should be dodging everyone going into that round. It's because you can't dodge all these teams. Gor Mahia, Yanga, Azam. You have to get one of these big teams, and it will be so unfortunate if they get a home side. When you look at KMKM, when you look at Azam and Yanga, who are playing from home in Tanzania. It's not usually favorable, but anything can happen, because as we saw, Gor Mahia, the Kenyan champions, were able to beat Yanga, the Tanzanian champions, in Tanzania, the opening day fixture, despite Yanga putting up a good performance. Medi Kajere, one of our exiled players, has had a fabulous tournament. Right. 2 man of the match performances for Gor Mahia, and that's quick to note. And then Abuba. Sorry, not Abuba, the Burundian left back, I keep forgetting his name, the one who was at Rayon Sport last year, who was sold off to Gor Mahia. He has also had a fabulous tournament. So far, our captain has not yet showed up, Hamza, for Yanga Football Club. But you feel this is the most open of Sekafa championships that we'll have. And then let's not forget former Police Football Club tactician, Sam Simbwa. He is there, coaching KCCA from Uganda.
All right. Well, Arnold, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
A well of wisdom. I like that. All right, you're watching Rise and Shine Rwanda. Don't go anywhere. News are up next.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine Rwanda. Let's take a look now at news making headlines here in Rwanda and around the world.
A 4-day workshop on anti-counterfeit and pharmaceutical crimes is taking place in Kigali. Organized by Rwanda National Police in partnership with the international police organization Interpol, the meeting is bringing together 30 police officers attached to the RNP, anti-counterfeit and illegal pharmaceutical unit, along with other partners. Counterfeits, including fake medicine, represent a global challenge. Despite the undeniable benefits, globalization of markets and rapid advancements of technology have facilitated proliferation of counterfeit products. Since its inception, the unit has sent some of its personnel to Europe for training while others train locally.
The government plans to embark on a new campaign to encourage more private organizations and individuals to support adult literacy programs. The move is in response to a recent decline in the number of adult learners across the country. There are about 4,000 centers for adult literacy in the country, locally known as Amasomero, run by government, religious organizations, NGOs, and individuals. The numbers of students attending these literacy centers have dropped since 2012, dropping from 145,000 in 2012 to 112,000 in 2014. The decrease in literacy learners has been linked to the dwindling numbers of NGOs and programs that support adult education.
Nigeria's new president Muhammadu Buhari has said he is willing to negotiate with Boko Haram leaders for the release of more than 200 schoolgirls kidnapped last year. President Buhari says the negotiations depend on the credibility of those saying they represent the Islamist militant group. A previous prisoner swap attempt for the girls' release ended in failure. The kidnap of the girls from a boarding school in the northeastern town of Chibok in April 2014 sparked global outrage. The mass abduction sparked on one of the biggest social media campaigns last year, with the Twitter "Bring Back Our Girls" being used more than 5 million times. Boko Haram, thought to be responsible for more than 10,000 deaths since 2009, has stepped up attacks since Mr. Buhari took office in May, vowing to tackle the insurgency head-on.
And finally, in the United States, a police dashcam video showed the arrest of an African-American woman who died 3 days later in custody has been released. Footage of the 10th of July arrest shows Sandra Bland's car being pulled over for failing to signal and then an ensuing confrontation with the officer. The coroner said she hanged herself in her cell, but her family has demanded an independent autopsy. State officials and the FBI are both investigating her death. The death of the 28-year-old is one of several under national scrutiny in which a black person has died while in police custody. Other high-profile cases since the death of Michael Brown in Ferguson last summer have sparked protests and sometimes unrest. Okay, lots more still to come. We have our weekly movie review coming up, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Here is to traveling and saving. Starting 1st of April to the 1st of June, travel with Rwanda and take advantage of our reduced fares and enjoy our world-class services in great comfort and safety.
Fly our dream to the heart of Africa.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine Rwanda. Lifestyle now. Makeda, what do you have for us?
I have the movie review.
Yes.
All right, so it is time for the movie review, and we're just going to get started with the new release. I think last week we didn't have a new release, and we didn't have one the week before, so it's really exciting. And this one is cool because it's for the whole family. So
you mean to tell me I'm going to the movies this weekend?
More than likely you're going to be going to the movies.
All right.
Let's take a look.
So, Riley, how was the first day of school?
Fine, I guess.
Did you guys pick up on that?
Sure did.
Something's wrong.
Signal the husband.
Uh-oh, she's looking at us. What did she say?
Oh, sorry, sir. No one was listening.
Is it garbage night? We left the toilet seat up. What is it, woman? What?
I'm joy. This is sadness. That's anger.
What?
This is disgust. And that's fear. We're Riley's emotions. These are Riley's memories. They're mostly happy, you'll notice, not to brag.
I wanted to maybe hold one.
What happened? Sadness?
She did something to the memory.
Is everything okay?
I don't know.
Take it back, Joy.
Tree.
Joy, no,
Let
wait.
go.
The core memories.
No, 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 no.
Can I say that curse word now?
What do we do now?
Nothing's working. Why isn't it working?
We have a major problem.
Oh, I wish Joy was here.
We can fix this. We just have to get back to headquarters.
That's long-term memory. You could get lost in there.
Think positive.
Okay.
So this is a fun movie for the whole family, all-star cast. It's been getting really good reviews, and it's coming out tomorrow. So if anyone has any little ones that they want to bring, or if you just want to go,
the little ones. I know there's some grown-ups here who are pretending they don't like it, but I'm sure we'll watch it.
It's because it's just I'm definitely not going to watch that movie, but
I know that's what he said.
I will. Honestly, I will. So
I know some people out there will be just looking for kids to bring so that they won't be the only adult in the movie theater.
Who's in the movie, like the voices? Like one person.
Well, there's Mindy Kaling.
There you go.
That's she plays Disgust.
Right.
She's in the movie. Anyway, it's an all-star cast,
Right,
right?
right.
A lot of different people there, and it's about understanding your emotions. Arnold, maybe you should be watching
Maybe you need
that.
to get in touch with your emotions.
I'm already intact.
Anyway, Disney and Pixar, they always make really good
Right,
films.
that's
so,
true. That's
you know,
true.
it's definitely going to be a good one, all right? So we also have the cult classic
Yes.
of the week.
Yes.
And this one, everyone has seen this one. Everyone loves this one. And
Are
if you
sure?
haven't seen
Was
it
Arnold
yet,
born?
I think he was born. So I think Arnold
You
also
think?
saw this one. and if you haven't seen it, this is definitely one to check out this weekend. Let's take a look at the trailer.
All right.
Take a journey back in time in search of a mystery locked beneath the sea. On December 19th, you will be given the key.
We're going to America. Oh, forget it, boyo. You'll never get next to the likes of her.
Don't come any closer. Oh, let go.
No, you won't.
You are not to see that boy again.
I'm the king of the world!
That made you think you could put your hands on my fiancée.
It's not up to you to save me, Jack.
They've got you trapped. If you don't break free, you're gonna die. It's a ship. There's only so many places she can be. Find her.
Iceberg, right ahead! Haul away!
The water is freezing and there aren't enough boats. Half the people on this ship are going to die.
For God's sake, there's women and children down here! Let us out so we can have a chance!
Where are you going? What to him?
You jump, I jump, right?
I hope you enjoy your time together!
And God shall wipe away all the tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death.
Titanic. So this was an iconic movie.
It was a Titanic movie.
Yes, the soundtrack was, I mean, huge.
I know someone who's always listening to that soundtrack.
I could sing you a part of the song, but you know,
my
heart will.
Oh no.
Anyways, iconic soundtrack, iconic movie. It was James Cameron movie. Leonardo DiCaprio starred in it with Kate Winslet.
And him and Kate Winslet went on to have like Oscar-winning careers.
Oh,
right?
of course. And the thing is,
Leonardo
Leonardo
DiCaprio.
This was the time when I was certain. This was the time when I was certain I was going to get married to Leonardo DiCaprio.
What
I was certain in my heart.
He's still single, by the way.
I was certain. I'm telling you, after this movie, I
But
was like,
Hanks with only models anyway.
future husband. What makes you think I'm not a model, mister?
Well, anyway, this movie came out in 1997, and it was huge. It won so many different awards. It made so much money, and it ended up being one of these movies that a lot of other movies borrow different scenes from, especially the scene with Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet in front of the ship.
I see that on playing cards. You know, guys playing Monopoly.
Yes, that's all over Kigali.
True.
If you buy playing cards, they're Titanic playing cards.
Yes.
That's so true.
It's the truth.
That's so true.
It's really funny. Anyway, so that was our cult classic for the week. And you know what? I'm thinking maybe next week Arnold should choose the cult classic. You know, I don't like this face that you have every time.
It can be. It can
But this one
happen.
you actually love. This one you actually love, right?
Love, I like. I don't love.
You love it.
I
But it has to
like
be
it.
prior. You have to have been released like prior to 2000.
No, I'm a fan of old school black movies.
Oh.
Okay, so romance.
I see what we're doing here.
It's spiritual. It's spiritual.
I'm not even joking. My niece, who's like 9, watched like a censored version of this movie. And for the
Titanic.
first time, yeah, like you know, for the one that's suitable for 9-year-old.
Yes.
Don't give your kids to.
I am not even joking. The kid was sobbing
Oh.
so much. The mom was asking her, "What's
When they
wrong?"
drown, is it when they...
Like the boat.
Hey,
Spoiler.
it's that.
Oh,
sorry,
everybody,
but I had to
came
say
up
it
on
was
yours
so.
and
I thought it
started.
was so cute. You know,
I'll never keep my kid.
I have questions. I have questions for you guys though. I have questions.
Titanic.
Is this the most romantic movie ever?
What kind of question is that? Who knows? There's so
You've
many
seen the
different romantic.
Notebook,
I know.
probably.
I like the
Jones.
You don't like the Notebook?
People.
But I do love Titanic.
Love
You
Jones.
do, okay.
Yeah.
I think this one's the one that made me cry the most.
You look like you
Ever?
cried.
Yeah.
Not my best
I
friend's
think even now
wedding.
I probably still would.
Well, anyway, I'm a Sam, so I love all of that.
Anyway.
But before we wrap up the movie review, it is time for our weekly giveaway. All you have to do is tweet or Facebook us the reason why you should win 2 tickets to go see any movie of your choice at Century Cinemas, and the winner will be notified on social media. The more creative the answer, the better your chances of winning. So, good luck. And don't go anywhere, we'll be right back.
Now I have to write it down.
Yep. Hope he does. Don't forget, we love to hear your thoughts, comments, and feedback on what we're talking about here on Rise and Shine Rwanda. Tweet us your thoughts at Rise and Shine RW. Like us on Facebook, send us ideas for programs, tag us in your photos, comment on our status updates. Check out our Rise and Shine Rwanda YouTube page where you can catch all the shows and reports that we upload daily for you. Follow us on Instagram, Rise and Shine RW. We always post behind the scenes photos. Or check out our Rise and Shine Rwanda website. Well, that's all the time for today, but we love to hear your feedback, so let us know if you have any ideas for the program. You've been watching Rise and Shine Rwanda with me, Makeda Mahario.
And me, Regis Isheja, will be back here, same time, same place tomorrow. So do join us then. But for now, from the two of us and this great team over here, have a great day. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye-bye.